Pumped? Pumped. Welcome back to another episode of our Mickey-shaped life. I'm Joe.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is going to be our Hack Your Disney trip.
Yeah, so these are all little tips and tricks that I have picked up from all over the place. Like things I've seen in the park, things I've come up with myself, and from like fan community type thing.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, just like
groups.
all over. So I can't take credit for most of these ideas. But I think that they are a little bit original. I haven't really seen them mentioned in like YouTube videos or anything, so hopefully you can learn something new from this video.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Cool.
So our first hack, we broke it down into sections. So the first is to organize your room, and a lot of these tips are good for having little kids. Like we have 5 people in one room. It can get pretty crowded, so.
Yeah. And messy, and there's a lot going on.
Yes. So the first thing is to pack these collapsible bins. So I get these at the dollar store, and so it doesn't really matter, and they fold flat. So they're super easy to just throw in your luggage, and then once you get to your hotel, you can use them for anything. So we use them for, to throw our stuff in at the end of the day, like Joe would have his keys and wallet and all that stuff. We used it when we had babies. We would put the wipes and the diapers in there, so we had a nice place to have like all that stuff.
It's always good to have it in the same place. It's easy to find.
Yes, you can throw snacks in here. You can use it for literally anything you could think of.
And it takes up like no space.
Yeah, so. I'm all about organization, having everything have a place in our room so that when we're trying to run out the door in the morning, we know exactly where everything is. Otherwise, it gets crazy.
Yeah.
The next thing I don't have like a visual for, but is the over-the-door shoe organizer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can get them at pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, I think I got ours at Target. This one I have seen all over the internet, so you probably have heard of this one. They said you could get it at the dollar store. I've been looking for 4 years and I've never seen it at the dollar store, but
it's normally intended to organize shoes, but we use it for toiletries, for pretty much every little loose thing we have.
We use it in the bathroom, so at the value resorts and the moderate resorts it works really well because they have the closet, open closet right next to the sink, so you can just hang it over the rail in the bathroom, and then all of your stuff is right there, so you're not cluttering up the sink.
Again, just staying organized when you have that many people going is very, very helpful.
Yes. And the next thing is decorating your window.
Yeah, so you see it a lot when you go there, and I think it's the value and the moderate have outside windows.
Except for Art of Animation, which has indoor. The hallways are indoor instead of being outside motel style.
Yeah. So you'll see a lot of people like to decorate their windows. So it's a great way to help your kids identify which room is yours, because a lot of times these hotels it's room after room after room, and you don't know which one's which. Yeah. So it's good for the kids. They can identify the room right away and spot it, and they can run to it and leave you alone for a half second.
Use their magic band to open the door, and then they can go do their thing. So yeah, and then our last thing for a room hack is
very useful.
Yes.
So it's a 4-port USB hub, plugs into an outlet. If you're like us, we have phones, iPads,
the kids' tablets, cameras, and the backup chargers, like what are those called?
the battery.
I don't know. They have a
little battery pack thing.
Yeah, to charge your phone like when you're in parks and stuff.
So, we're up to 11 devices, so
it's a lot. Yeah.
We have 2 of these, and then we have also some bases if we need to.
Yeah, and some resorts have just the USB ports, but those are the ones that have recently been refurbished. So where we're staying, Caribbean Beach Resort, I know has them because we've stayed there before. But even with those being there, if you have like a lot of people or a lot of devices, this is still invaluable, and it's a good tip for any vacation.
We get this is an Anchor brand. We got this on Amazon for I think $15.
I don't remember how much we paid.
$10 or $15. It's not expensive.
No, and it's so worth it. The next group of hacks that we have is for in the parks. So the first thing is some way, if you have a stroller, to identify it easily. If you rent a stroller like we do, all the strollers are pretty much the same color, they're the same style, and you're just looking at a sea of strollers, and the cast members move them. So that's something that if you've never been to Disney, you might not know this, but they have dedicated cast members that will organize the strollers and move them.
Yeah.
So we have lost
a couple times.
Many, I mean, yeah, like we're looking all over a particular land for our stroller. So this is one way to do it. This is getting, what is this called? A stroller tag. If you get the Disney strollers, or if you get the one from the, like if you rent one from a company, they do come with them, but they're smaller, and this really is going to stand out. I got this template from WDW Prep School.com.
And it's cool. It looks kind of like a license plate.
Yeah, I mean the laminating got all messed up, but it will be identifiable for us. You can also tie a ribbon to the handle. You can buy a balloon.
Yeah.
Although that's not the best because other people will probably have balloons too. But it narrows it down because not as many people have balloons. So any way to identify your stroller is going to be a huge help. The next tip. I don't have my phone. Somewhere. Oh, here it is to use the Lines app. I talked about touring plans and unofficial guide and lines in our planning video. Again, you need a subscription to use this service, but it is so worth it. I cannot tell you how worth it this is.
So when you're in the park and you're just you've used your fast passes, you're trying to figure out what else you can get done. This app is great.
This is what it looks like. So I have it selected on Magic Kingdom.
So I know a lot of you will say, well, doesn't the Disney Parks app have that? And it does. But what we found, we've used this a number of times, this Lines app.
You can see that it says, okay, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, the posted wait time is 90 minutes, and Touring Plans is predicting that it will be 70 minutes.
So what we found is that Touring Plans in the Lines app is much more accurate to the actual times. There's a couple times where we wouldn't have done a ride that we saw it on the Lines app was a certain, a lot less wait than what was posted, and it turned out to be more accurate to the Lines app. So if you're really trying to just maximize that time, it's really great just to be able to pull that up, say, okay, this one has a shorter wait right now. Let's get it done.
I don't even use the Disney app for wait times because Disney is known to inflate their wait times to try to push you one way or the other. And Touring Plans, with their scientific model, knows, predicted how many people are in the park, what time of day it is, and theirs just tends to be more accurate. And it's real time, so if there's people in the parks, they will actually be timing the waits themselves. It's just better, and it's so worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next tip is if you're like me and we bring one big backpack into the parks and a lot of little items. So we don't want to be digging around in the backpack for these little items. So we always have them in a secondary bag. And I have found that if you put it in a clear bag, you don't have to open it at bag check.
Yeah. So security, they want you to open every single pocket, every single bag.
Yes.
But if you have a clear bag, they can see right through it.
Yeah. So
and it saves you there a little bit faster than you have to.
Much time.
The stress of unzipping everything, and then afterward you have to rezip everything and catch up with your family.
Horrible. And we bring a lot into the parks. I have a purse, he has a backpack, and we usually have a cooler with water. So there's already so much stuff we have to show them anyways. One less thing just makes it so much easier.
About peace of mind. Easy.
Yes. The other tip I have is if you're, we don't really wait in lines that much, but we will wait for shows and parades and things like that. So with little kids, they're going to get bored. Even we get bored. Yeah. So a good thing to have on hand is games to do. So the games that we have played in the park, I don't have the app anymore, so I can't show it, but...
Well, heads up, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. It's a very popular game. You play right on your phone. It's where you're flipping the card from your phone on your head as you just are trying to guess what the other person is, explaining to you. It's just something that's easy to use, quick. I mean,
and
it helps pass the time.
They have a Disney.
They do have a Disney set.
Pack or whatever, so
Yeah.
you can do that. Disney did just come out with their own app, which is the Disney Play app. We have not gotten a chance to use this in the parks because it literally just came out, but it does have games and trivia on there, so you could do that as well. And if you don't want to waste phone battery, I made this little game. Again, I got this template off of Pinterest, and I just printed these on cardstock, and it basically is, so you would do things Cinderella would tell her mice. Is that what it says? Yeah. So it's just a fun little way to pass the time. Ask questions and let the kids say what other kind of crazy things are going to come out of their mouth. So
say the darndest things.
Yeah, I have that. So just any way to pass the time. So our kid, we have 3 boys. They're 2 years apart. They fight a lot. So anything to distract them from the fighting is good for us. And the last tip I have, doesn't really need to be used in the park, but it is to bring Ziploc bags with you. I like the quart size bags because they fit a lot of things and they don't take up a ton of room. But these are really useful if you get wet kids. We've had accidents in the park. We've had puking incidents in the park. So something to put their clothes in. If you have that leftover food you want to bring. Or to protect your phone if you're going on a water ride. So these are very versatile.
It's like a safety pin. You can use it for so many things, and it's just good to have one.
And it takes up no room, so why not? Okay, and the last section is just miscellaneous. So not any specific part of your vacation, but are definitely useful tips. So, Joe, why don't you go ahead and explain this one?
So, for those of you who get Disney cups, the
Disney dining plan, the refillable mugs.
Refillable mugs. You'll notice that these look a little odd. That's because one little trick, because there's only a select number of colors you can use.
Yeah, it's usually like 3 or 4, and on our first trip we had 6 people on that trip.
Yeah.
And they only had 2.
Yeah. So you can mix and match the tops, the spinning top, with the other top to give yourself another different top. So if they only have 2 or 3, you can turn that into 4 or 6.
Yeah.
Really easily. So it's just something quick and easy. So the kids aren't fighting over, whose is whose, if they have both wanted pink or something. And
yeah. It works out really, really well. And then the next thing is
celebration buttons.
You can ask a cast member, like when you get these buttons, to have tape, or we always have tape for just like various reasons on our vacation. But the names or whatever you're celebrating or whatever is written in Sharpie. And Sharpie is not permanent on plastic kind of things. It will rub right off. We found that out on our first vacation. Joe's name completely it was his birthday trip, completely rubbed off. Yeah. Nobody knew his name. So just put tape on it and then it will stay forever.
Yes.
And the last hack that I have is a little weird, but I am kind of a germaphobe. I don't like rinsing something out with just water is not good enough for me. It has to be with soap. And with the refillable mugs, like in the morning I get coffee, and then the afternoon I usually get soda or something. So
plus you have kids that have milk and bottles. And
if you have bottles or sippy cups or anything like that,
sitting in the sun all day.
You need something more than just water. So I get these sponges. I get these at the dollar store. I get 2 for $1, and I cut them into little squares. So I have 8 each, and then I put the dish soap on and let it dry overnight, and then I just pack them right like this. So they are ready to go when you get there. You just get them wet. It's all soapy and spongy, and one time use and you throw it away. Yep. It is the best hack. It's my favorite one. I'm hungry.
Yeah, you are.
So this is invaluable for anybody. And again, this is not Disney specific. If you're traveling with kids and you have bottles and you're staying in a hotel room, you need this. And that's it.
That's it.
Those are all our hacks. Hopefully you like this video. I will have some packing hacks in a packing video that I'm going to be doing. I don't know if this video will be up or that one. I'm not sure, but I'll link it if it is. Otherwise, stay tuned because it will be up soon.
Yeah. And of course, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know, some of your own hacks.
Yeah, I would love to hear some ideas from you guys. I always love hearing what other people do.
Yeah. So, got any great ideas, share it with us. But otherwise, have a magical day.
Bye.
Bye.